Good day, everyone. Now, let us quickly simplify this problem. 3 raised to the power of n minus 3 raised to the power of n minus 1 divided by 3 raised to the power of 3 times 3 raised to the power of n minus 27 times 3 raised to the power of n minus 1. So, we are going to be using everything that we know here to solve this problem. Here, we are going to have 3 raised to the power of n like this minus c. 3 raised to the power of n minus 1. Let me show you something. If you have 3 raised to the power of n times 3 raised to the power of minus 1, you know that this, you are going to apply law of multiplication of indices to say 3 raised to the power of n, then multiplication means plus, pick one base, this power here, multiplication means plus, then the power here is minus 1. Then you are going to have at the end of the day 3 raised to the power of n plus times minus is minus what? 1. So that means if you have 3 raised to the power of n minus 1, you can write it as 3 raised to the power of n times 3 raised to the power of minus 1. So anywhere I have that, that's what I'm going to write. So I'm going to write 3 raised to the power of n times 3 raised to the power of minus 1. Here too, that's 3 raised to the power of 3 times 3 raised to the power of what? N minus 3 raised to the power, 27 is 3 raised to the power of what? 3, right? Times, remember 3 raised to the power of n minus 1 is same thing as 3 raised to the power of n times 3 raised to the power of minus 1. So the next thing I'm going to do is factorize it. I'm going to factorize what is common. Here, 3 raised to the power of n is one side here and minus, separate them. So here, 3 raised to the power of n is common to this side and this side. So I'm going to say 3 raised to the power of n. So what remains this side is 1, nothing. So that's 1 minus, here, 3 raised to the power of 1, that's 3 raised to the power of minus 1 is what is remaining after I factorize this one out, divided by, here, 3 raised to the power of 3 this side, 3 raised to the power of 3 this side. So I'm going to bring it out, 3 raised to the power of 3, then 3 raised to the power of n, 3 raised to the power of n, I'm still going to bring it out, times 3 raised to the power of n. So what remains in here is what? 1 minus, what remains here is 3 raised to the power of minus 1. Then you can see what I have here is what I have here. So they will cancel each other. They will cancel. So what I have left is 3 raised to the power of n over 3 raised to the power of 3 times 3 raised to the power of n. You can see this one too, we cancel this. Then what I'm going to have left is 1 on the numerator and 3 raised to the power of 3 here. So 1 over 3 raised to the power of 3, that's 1 over 3 raised to the power of 3 is 3 times 3 times 3. That's what? 27. And that's the solution. Thank you.